Hello again, I'm kind of making this in a rush, and my lighting isn't set up properly, and I'm running out of ideas for intros, and let's just jump into it. For anyone who needs a refresher, or for anyone who didn't watch the first devlog, because let's be honest, it was kind of trash, this game is a spellcasting game, where spellcasting is a big part of the gameplay. Basically how it's going to work is you kill an enemy. Once you kill the enemy for the first time, you will gain a new spell for you to use yourself. As an example, the first spell that I have added is Fireball, which you would get from killing the Dragon Brute. It is literally the exact same projectile, but you know, what makes it unique for you compared to the dragon is that first step of casting it is to charge it up, and then once it's fully charged,
why are you running?
You can click left mouse button or whatever it would be for controller. If I had controller support, I think I'll add controller support, I hope so. You will fire the fireball. So basically, like, you cast a spell, you charge it up, you can hold it in your hands for as long as you want, and then once you've got a good angle for whatever it is you try and hit, you can launch the fireball forwards. I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. You probably want to know like how the spell casting even works. Basically, I've given the player a spell book. I've used this book menu that I got off of the Fab store. I'll probably link to it in the description. It's a really cool asset. I don't think I've used it the way that Now you may be thinking to yourself, oh, it seems kind of annoying that I have to flick through every single page in order to find the spell that I want. Like, if I'm being attacked by an enemy, it seems kind of inconvenient, and it would be, but however, I have added another function that allows you to set bookmarks to basically, like, while you've got the spellbook open, like typically if you would hit a number key while spellbook is down, you would go to that selected spot in your hotbar, but if spellbook is up, you will instead go to that designated bookmark. So I really don't know one take Andy right now. So anyway, now that I've explained that, like I probably should have before explaining the first spell, the second spell that I added is similar to Fireball, except this one is Lightning Bolt. Basically how this one works is Lightning Bolt! I'm actually pretty proud of this one. I think it came out looking really cool. Basically, like, wherever you are looking at, you know, the player will raise their hand and a lightning bolt will shoot out from the player's hand into the direction that you are looking at. It's not like one for one, like wherever you're looking. Like the crosshair is more of a general guide than it is like an exact aim, so do keep that in mind. But no, I'm pretty proud of this. I think it looks pretty cool. I haven't figured out what to do, because how it currently works is like a line trace is shot out from the player camera, and then like the first hit object is like where the lightning bolt will spawn, but if it doesn't hit anything, so if you just shoot off randomly into the sky, like nothing will happen. I'm kind of like coping right now, saying like, oh well, technically the way lightning works IRL is like it actually needs something to collide with in order for lightning to actually strike, because like blah 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 blah, science, but like it's a little bit of a cop-out, so I'll try to figure something out, but I make no promises. The next spell is Levitate. Pretty self-explanatory. You activate it and you'll fly, and while you're flying, it'll passively drain your mana. And yes, these spells do cost mana. I haven't implemented the mana cost yet, not because I'm lazy, because I'm testing to make sure the spells work first. The next spell is Slash. Now this one's pretty interesting. Basically how it works is if you have nothing in your hand, you'll basically just swipe your hand forward and do like a small amount of damage. But if you have a weapon equipped, instead, you know, your weapon will ignite and it'll do, I think I set it to like 1.5 times as much damage. I might make it even 2 times just to make it more impactful, but I don't know. The next spell is Mana Missile. Huh? Basically how this works is you will fire a mana projectile, and you'll continue to throw them until you either cancel the spell or you run out of mana. I'm actually going to save the next spell for last because it was the hardest one to make, so continue watching if you want to see that one and hear about how you know, I was very confused and upset for like a week trying to get this devlog made and done.
Just get on with it.
I don't want all the spells to just be like projectiles or like damage. I want some of them to be like utility. So The next spell that I added was is called Fog, and basically how it works is you spawn a fog, and any enemies that may be chasing you or would see you otherwise, you know, it blocks line of sight basically. So if you're getting chased, you can quickly drop this down and they'll lose line of sight of you. The next spell is Fire Trap. It's kind of an in-between of utility and weapon, and it's, you know, pretty self-explanatory like Levitate. What you do is basically you look in a direction, a trap will be set there. You'll be able to see where the trap is based on, like, there'll be like a little bit of like smoke there to indicate there's a trap there. And basically if something walks over it, it will set off and do a little bit of damage. I do want these traps to work with like players as well, just because like at the moment I'm not sure. I think I would see this game being more cooperative than like PvE, but like I do think it'd be like funny if, like, you know, another player could step into your trap, or you could step into your own trap if you're not paying attention. Or you know, if you're playing with friends and you just don't want them coming near your house, you can just set traps around and, you know, watch what happens. Alright, and the last spell, the one that I teased earlier, is Ice Beam, and this was really hard to get working the way I wanted to, and to be honest, I'm still not completely happy with it. Basically how it works is you start charging up, and then once you finish charging up, you shoot out a beam in a direction. And you know, if the beam hits an enemy or potentially another player, they'll start slowing down and eventually they'll be frozen completely. This, like I said, took a long time to get working because like I could not get the beam to like rotate with the player and like blah blah blah. Also, by the way, should have mentioned, while you're firing the beam, you can't move, so you're a bit vulnerable to other attacks. But yeah, it was just such a pain because like I couldn't get the beam to move, and even now, like if you're not like hitting anything, like you'll probably see in the footage, like if you're not hitting like an enemy, like the actual beam won't be there, it'll just be like little sparkles. I'm sort of coping with this one as well, sort of like playing Bolt, thinking like, well, if I can't get it to work the way I want, maybe I could just like add a game mechanic where like if you're not hitting anything, it consumes less mana, whereas if you're actually hitting someone, it'll continually drain more mana. So that way, like you're like punished less for missing, I guess. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think or prefer. I don't know. I'm happy to do the whole like punish left, because at the end of the day, like I said, this is more of a PvE game. I don't think it matters much like if I like, you know, heavily punish the player for whiffing or not, especially with a beam based attack. But yeah, those are all the spells I have at the moment. I'll of course be adding more, and of course I'll you know, specify whenever appropriate which spells come from which NPCs. This took longer than I would have liked, and I would have liked more spells, but hey, this is a good opportunity for you guys, whoever's watching this, you know, tell me, you know, what spells should I add? You know, this is a good opportunity for me to engagement farm. I mean, get feedback. Leave whatever spells you think I should add to the game in the comments section below. If I, you know, see it and I like it, I'll add it and I'll shout you out in the next video. Other than that, sorry that this devlog is late. We'll see if I can get the next one on time, but how things are turning out, I kind of doubt it. But I'll see you next time, whenever it is, and have a good day, eh?